Hell Let Loose is truly making waves now. It seems like the developers are going full steam ahead. And after that big acquisition into Team 17 solely and exclusively, it seems like that extra bit of budget is going somewhere actually. Good job, guys. Welcome to another developer briefing. Today we're excited to showcase an abundance of new content coming to Update 12, featuring new commander abilities, additional Omaha Beach variants with reworked areas to suit their respective game modes, and the new US Sherman M4A3 medium tank, along with the return of the beloved Panther medium tank. Okay, I have just read that straight from the developer brief, but let's break it down a little bit. First of all, the commander abilities. When you spawn in as a commander, it is important to make sure that you're supporting your team, whether it's putting down supply drops, spawning in new tanks, which rarely happens, or calling in airstrikes on your friends, especially bombing runs on your own allies. Guys, can we stop doing that, please? But the new commander abilities are hoping to kind of hone some of the missed market areas, because when it comes to actual offensive stuff the commander can do, we have bombing runs, and we have strafing runs. Bombing runs can cover a big area, and strafing runs can cover, well, like 2 people. But what if you're getting pissed off by that one guy hiding behind a house? Well, now commanders can call in Precision Strike. It's a deadly fighter plane to execute a devastating single blow to a specific target defined by the commander. The new ability will prove as an effective solution to tightly knit infantry positions, stationary vehicles unaware of their senses, or exposed garrison whose position can be pinpointed on the map. Each faction will also have their own twist on the ability. Much like with the bombing runs, the Russians now have incredibly terrifying rockets that fly in from the back of the map, as opposed to the regular planes dropping things on your head. This is a cool addition, but I'm not entirely sure how much it's going to be used. It's going to be interesting to see how it differs from the normal strafing runs, but I guess time will only tell with how commanders twist and use that to their abilities. But not only can you drop in supplies now, but ammo drops are available, which, my god, when I saw this I was so happy with. Most of the time you're going to die before you really run out of ammo, but there are often times when you're holding down a position, especially on fight and defend maps, that you're going to run out and you need some extra mags. Now the commander can drop in ammo, which is such a big addition. Now you don't have to rely on people going to support or ammo trucks, they're all in there for you. But this is what you're here for, the new vehicles. The Sherman M4A3 is coming in. Of course, there's been many variants on the Jumbo and things like that within the game, but this new vehicle is actually technically going to be replacing one of the old ones. It's going to replace the M4A1, so the M4A3 is going to be a little bit more powerful. Of course, it's a game, so it can be balanced to whatever they want, but mostly the reason for this was just to replace the model, because the first Sherman, the A1, was one of the first tanks, so they're kind of updating the models to make it work with the game as it is now. As far as I know, it's going to replace a medium tank on the battlefield. It's still not going to be quite as good as that big 75mm Jumbo, but hey, it looks goddamn awesome. We get a few screenshots of that so far as well. But the Panther, whilst it was replaced earlier on by the Panzer IV, it is making a return, but not quite as you'd expect. See, it's coming back now as a heavy tank, the Alf's G model, and my god, does this thing look cool. The camo on it as well. It is going to be fighting alongside the German Tiger heavy tank, but that also has a really cool reskin, and I love the way that they look together in formation. This is going to be incredibly interesting on the battlefield. I'm sure they're going to have some differences between the Tiger and Panther, probably mostly going to be down to maneuverability. The Tiger is very powerful and can sit and hold positions, but if you want to move at all in that thing, you're going to have to write a 6,000 word essay to the engine at why you want it to move. So having a heavy tank that perhaps isn't quite good as holding positions but better as offensive is going to be a good choice. There are also going to be some big changes to the maps as well. Omaha Warfare and German Offensive. Players who are seasoned to the brutality of storming the famous Omaha beach landings will be pleased to say that amongst the additional maps of Update 12, 2 new game modes have been added. We can see landing craft that players will spawn in, as well as additional armor is going to be within the beach landings, and I've been waiting for this for so long. How cool does this look? Imagine looking at it from the German side as well, seeing these massive carriers. This is one of the biggest updates for Hell Let Loose for a long time, and I for one cannot wait to start playing this thing. Oh, and by the way, all the night maps are coming as well. But it doesn't end there. Once again, we'll be having flare guns, which will kind of come in addition to the night maps. There'll be something that I think commanders or captains will be able to use in order to pinpoint positions and call in strikes as well. Half tracks are getting MGs. I've been waiting for this for so long, and this might mean that if this works out and that if half track MGs perform as they're expecting, we might get enterable MGs on the top of other tanks. Imagine the commander being able to pop their head out, hit that MG and fire at those enemies that are trying to sneak behind. The only option at this point is to actually physically jump out the tank to kill those guys putting satchels on the back of it, so this is going to be a great addition. If the half-track MGs go down well, I'm sure this can only mean upwards progression for the future of vehicles within the game. The new map is Remagan. We have shown that it is a beautiful bridge battle. I've done a full video on that though, but the night maps will be coming to Foy, Purple Heart Lane, Hurtgen Forest and Kursk, just to add that extra bit of terrifyingness to the immersive World War II. There are a few smaller additions as well, such as interrupting reloads in order to move into different positions, fortification snapping if you're one of the engineers that likes to build nice sandbags and walls like that. The vaulting is going to be much smoother, so traversing across the map is going to be a little bit quicker and of course look a bit better. And MG deployment. Yep, machine guns will be fully deployable, and I'm assuming used by any unit on the battlefield, not just people with light machine guns, I mean proper MGs. I mean, if they're coming to half tracks, there's no reason why they couldn't just come as a deployable unit, much like the 12-pounder anti-tank cannons that we have at this point in time. Hell Let Loose is still evolving. I cannot believe that this game is coming out so fast with these massive content updates. This is, and I think will be for quite some time, my favorite first-person shooter game, and it is because of this reason. This is a big one, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Update 12 is on its way, and it is about to change Hell Let Loose forever.